And we should be live. Hello, Internet. Oh, thank you very much to the Nymph for hosting us.
Yeah.
Oop, I got a mute mixer here.
Already?
Moonpear's body is ready. Checking all the checklists. We got some burps.
Yeah. I have pumpkin spice coffee in me right now, and pumpkin spice makes me burp.
Oh.
Ooh.
I thought you were going to say you had, like, superpowers now.
Yes, I am the pumpkin man. I am only active during 1 month of the year.
The spookiest month.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Gourd season, folks.
That's right.
Oh, how do I highlight all the text in the fucking chat thing every time?
Been trying to teach my kid the difference between pumpkins and gourds. Not really getting it, but she's very excited to see a lot of pumpkins.
Well, yeah, she's a kid, and it's that time of the year.
Yeah, we went to a pumpkin patch, and that was, like, the best day on the planet.
Start breaking down squashes, too, and...
They they just opened Buffalo's Halloween scare event, which is just like all those really shitty horror movies that you see, where it's like people walking around a house getting the shit scared out of them by people.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
I'm good. Thanks.
$35. Someone in a Freddy mask will scare the poops out of you.
Yep, I've got Dead by Daylight for that. Thank you very much.
That's right. Y'all got any hooks up here? Not a real haunted house.
I'm sorry, but unless the entity is summoned, then this is just BS.
That's right. How many blood points do I need to get in this bitch?
Now that is a fucking quality show title.
That's right.
It's a shame that we can never curse.
Yeah.
You just start critiquing them about how, no, Freddy wouldn't do that.
Yeah, come on. That's not true to his character.
Learn your role.
I'm not even in the dream state. I mean, come on.
Right. Sit down, I'll do it. Okay, are you guys ready to start? I don't even need to open my notes up this week.
Because you
That
played
bad,
two
huh?
games like me.
I haven't played shit.
Oh, okay.
I've been busy.
I got 4 games, and I've actually, let me correct that, I got 3 games because I wrote one of them twice.
Okay.
Nice.
So nice we had to have it twice.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Alright, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpear.
Konnichiwa.
And the Nymph.
I'm
Hello.
correcting for my future mistake.
What mistake would that be?
You'll see. If you listen to all of our shows, you'll see.
Oh
Is
boy.
this going to be a weird racism joke that I have to worry about?
No.
I don't
Okay.
think we have ever done that.
No, we
No.
haven't, but if he's apologizing now and speaking a foreign language...
That's true, yeah. We have a brand new episode of Game Club out right now, where we recap our thoughts about Grow Home.
Did I send you that file?
You did not yet. That's okay. I'll do it tonight. It was short. Short and a good listen. If you want to hear all 3 of us for once coming together and agreeing on a game, that's the episode for you.
Yes.
If you're listening to audio version of this show, it's out right now. Patreon.com/E1M on the ones or numbers. We recorded probably the dumbest outcast this week. So you should go listen to that if you're at the $2 or above level. The $5 tier is the recommended one. That's where you get everything, all the good stuff. This Friday we will have a new episode of Old Dog Flicks,
which is 1999's The Blair Witch. So
there you go.
Get yourself
Spookily
in the
appropriate.
spooky season.
Yeah. So go check that out. I don't remember what it is on the public feed, and I'm not going to look it up because I'm having nothing but technical issues today. So I'm not going to touch my computer. Moonpear is looking behind him to see what the movie is.
The Close Encounters just came out, didn't it?
I believe so.
I can't read that cover.
Okay, the next movie in the public feed is I Can't Read That Cover. Came out in 2019.
Total Recall.
Total Recall. There you go. That's a great movie.
Yes,
so go listen to that.
I will raise my hand in solidarity that Total Recall is a solid movie.
Yep.
go listen to the episode and get mad, folks.
Perfect. There you go. A little sneak peek for you.
Yes.
All right, let's find out what Moonpear has to apologize for this week. This week, Moonpear's apology corner.
Yes.
That's followed by Moonpear's morale. Let's hear what you've been playing this past week.
Okay, so get started with the 3 games that I've played this week. Stop me if you heard this before. Dead by Daylight, folks. Played a bunch of that. Guess what? It's Halloween. Guess what? It's spooky season. Dead by Daylight is great. Yep. I like Dead by Daylight. Thank you, Rob and T, as always, for joining in for Dead by Friday. Hit me up if you see me on Xbox and want to play some Dead by Friday.
It's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass. It's well worth a shot, and you can play with a bunch of relaxed dudes who will do everything they can to make sure you escape and we die. It's fun. Literally, it's the same thing I always say about Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
It's fun. Play it. DBF. I'm down to Dead by Friday. Down to Dead. DTD. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll go with that one. I played a little tiny smidgen of Forza Horizon 4.
Okay.
I am now level 2.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I hit the level 200 cap, got my achievement, and then immediately got leveled up to level 1 again. So it's like, now I have that stupid little star with a number 1 next to it showing that I have prestiged. So, achievements away! I'm just messing around on that game right now because spring just happened. Strange timing considering it's October. But just transitioned into spring, loaded the game, did a couple of events. Oh, there's my last barn find that I need.
Yeah.
Went and found the barn find, and I forgot because you have to wait for the things to be restored.
Right.
So now I'm waiting on 2 barn finds to be restored. One is the one that cost me 10 million credits.
Buh.
Yes. There is a barn find in the game that you get for buying a Banbury Castle, I think it is.
I think so, yeah.
Which you also get an achievement for owning a castle. And that castle gives you a barn find, which is one of the 15 required to get the achievement.
Boy.
Luckily, I managed to do something really special with my unspent Forza-thon points, which is the... I think it's a premium currency in the game, but I don't know.
Who knows nowadays?
Yeah. So I had a whole bunch of those points saved up, and on the Forza deals was the Hot Wheels Bone Shaker car, I think it was. And I happened to have caught earlier in the day that those things would get selling on the auction house for like 5 million credits.
Ah.
So I had like 3, and I thought, well, I'm going to buy that for 520 Forza points. I'm just going to throw it straight on the auction house because I don't care. And if I can use that to get my 10 million credits and buy myself a castle, great.
Perfect. Video games.
Put it on the auction house, got myself 8 million credits from it, bought the castle, got that barn find, leaving me the one left to go to spring. Transitioned into spring, got the barn find. Oh, wait, now I need to wait for the things to actually get completed, or I can speed up the process by spending credits. I don't want to spend 7 million credits to restore this Ford GT40. So now I have to sit there and just do events while I'm waiting for the stupid thing to get restored. So I'm playing the story campaigns, the British racing campaign, the Top Gear one. Like I'm playing all of those stupid campaigns now, literally just to spend some time waiting for my barn finds to get restored, so I can get that achievement and uninstall this monstrosity of a file size.
Yeah. I was looking through my Xbox app on my PC the other day and didn't realize Forza Horizon 4 was installed on my SSD. I was like, okay, you gotta go. We're getting right out of here. I think I reclaimed like 90 gigs.
Yes, I think it's about that right now. The best thing is like games like that, the speed of the hard drive doesn't matter. Like, I love Dead by Daylight. I think we T-Bomb Rocks from the community ran into this issue playing Dead by Daylight because he has it installed on his SSD. Like, of all the games to have installed on your SSD, don't put multiplayer games on your SSD because no matter how quick you load, you are still going to be waiting for the slowest of us to load.
Yep.
So,
or it's like Destiny 2 where you're just in an activity by yourself for 30 seconds. It's like, hey, here's my friends coming in. All right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be something that I'm looking forward to in the future, depending on how these new generation of consoles are, hard drive size, stuff like that. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, these games are all forward compatible. Great. Dead by Daylight is going on my external because I ain't trusting anybody to have, like, everyone's not going to have that thing installed on an SSD.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting that at all. So yes, I am now a short grind away from Forza Horizon 4 being completed and uninstalled as quickly as I can before I buy the stupid Lego DLC.
Right.
Because they are just the right side of crazy for me.
Yeah. You're like one bad click away from buying it.
Yes, exactly. My final game this week, because it's been a week of just playing literally 2 games. Wait, no, I do have 4 games. Yay, I forgot about a game. My second to last game this week, Apex Legends.
Uh-huh.
Because it's Apex Legends, and Apex is great. So the Halloween event has started.
Oh, yeah.
And I really like it and hate it at the same time.
Okay.
Because it's weird. Because it starts off as normal. You jump in. It's the old map, not the new map. Except it's nighttime. So it's hard to see everything. And then basically the new rules for this Halloween event is everybody drops. When it's down to 10 survivors, all of those survivors are now on the same team, and they have to hold up against zombies and protect themselves to get to the dropship.
Okay, interesting.
And it's the Titanfall 2 and Titanfall 1 dropship that just bombs into the arena after a certain amount of time, hovers, you jump in, you get fine, and then it flies away.
Okay, that's cool.
Every legend that gets killed, so every playable character that gets killed, turns into a zombie.
Oh no.
So the zombies are unable to fire guns, they don't have any shields, they've got a little bit of health, and they run about 2-3 times faster than normal.
Oh no.
And they have a melee attack that has been amped up in damage, like something wicked. Like full purple body shield and full health, you will be dead in 2 hits.
Oh, sweet.
Jeez.
But they have very little health. So it becomes this really interesting thing of the mob mentality against the remaining legends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this cool backwards and forwards, like you get killed and you don't quit the match because you are now a zombie and jumping in from the sky.
Right.
It's really, really cool. The presentation is fantastic. They have this new spooky music for the game because it's Halloween, so why not?
Yeah.
But the spooky music only plays during the character select phase. Mm-hmm. When you're in the game, there is no music at all.
Oh, right.
All you can hear is footsteps.
Oh no.
And there's something quite terrifying about hearing just like tuk, 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 and turning around and seeing this lava, like black and red, like version of a hero come sprinting at you. And it's like panic firing at its finest will get you everywhere.
That's so cool. I'm glad they did something so different other than here's some spooky skins, open loot boxes. The game is
skins are so terrible, terrible, it's so awesome.
I'm glad that the game is fundamentally different. I think that's really cool.
It's a very interesting switch on it, especially like taking it over to the original map and like having you do that at nighttime kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
My wife in chat points out as well that the new mode is tough, and it's real tough.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like if you're a zombie, you can wall run or like straight up a wall to get higher pretty far because your speed is so increased.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Can you still play the regular mode?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There is the regular mode is in there on the new map, and then this is the old map with the special Halloween stuff going on.
That's cool.
And my favorite thing is they have loot zombies, where you'll randomly open a chest and a zombie will jump out at you instead of being containing loot.
Some Borderlands 2 stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying the first couple of times it happens.
Yeah.
And then they have loot spiders.
Oh no. No, thank you.
Yes. Green, blue, glow in the dark loot spiders that are just jump out of these chests at you, which is always fun.
Yeah. That sounds really cool.
It's cool, it adds a new spin on it, and it's solos only again.
Okay, cool.
So if you're interested in potentially jumping back into Apex and you don't have a hashtag squad, this might be a good chance to do so.
Yeah.
Downsides of the event is it gives you a whole bunch of new challenges, which are cool, and you get like skins and drops and emblems and stuff like that from it. Downside is they have new Halloween themed events. You do not get any free packs at all for participating in the event.
That stinks.
So now if you want one of the like event themed items, they have changed it a little bit, so you have to pay real money, shocker. But now you can use crafting materials to actually craft one of the, like, you can craft some of the actual items that are event specific if you want to. So there is an option around it.
There's a quote unquote free option.
Yes. And that quote unquote free option is a little bit too quote unquote expensive for time.
Yeah.
Because it's like 2,400 crafting materials for one of the legendaries, the gold ones. I have not spent crafting materials in about a year, and I've got, well, about a year. It hasn't been out a year, but I barely spend crafting materials at all, and I'm at like 2,300 right now.
Wow. Okay.
So you've either got to play a whole bunch of Apex.
So either you're an Apex streamer, or you pay real money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Are the prices, is it loot box, or is it just, hey, I want this skin, so I'll pay real money for just this skin?
Both are available.
Okay.
I think the skins by themselves are like $10, but I think if you buy the event packs, which is a limited thing, it doesn't come with a whole bunch of stuff. You're guaranteed to get one of the event items. I think if you buy one of them, it's like $3. I don't know. I didn't look at the pricing because I don't want to go down that.
But
it's
it's not like here's an event skin. It's $50. It's not.
No, it's
Marvel
not
Strike Force
or anything like that. No, it's definitely not that. I think you'll find it's not Marvel Academy of Heroes level. Thank you very much. I will not have you besmirching my game.
God, that game was so good.
I mean, I didn't look at them because I don't want to spend any money on it, and cosmetics are come see, come saw for me. Like, I honestly don't mind one way or the other. I am not my wife, shockingly enough, who immediately bought the Mirage skin for the Halloween event because he's dressed up like a cowboy. Like,
I did see that.
Like a kid's outfit cowboy.
Sometimes you know what you want.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, my wife 100% knows what she wants.
Yeah.
And it comes with quips. Like, with the new update, they've done this thing where you used to have quips that you say when you were the champion. How many people are going to get to hear themselves say the quip as the champion?
Never.
Even if you get the squad. So let's say me, my wife, and Em all win a round. Next time we all jump in together, we will probably be the champion squad. But only the best player of the three of us gets their quip to say at the start of the round. Right. Now they've added the quip wheel.
The quip wheel.
Which is basically a customizable wheel that you can just rattle off the quips that you have unlocked for the characters. And it's hilarious because you're in the dropship and all of a sudden everybody's just quipping away. They're like everyone's saying their victory things and their like death quips and stuff like
60 people at once.
Yeah, it's kind of like PUBG, except, less racism in the plane kind of thing.
Right.
But it's hilarious because all these new Halloween outfits come with quips.
Oh no.
And they're dumb, and they're great, and Mirage's is hilarious. I don't know it off the top of my head, so I'm not going to say it, but go check out Mirage's Halloween quips if you can, because it's him stumbling over his words and then ending with boo.
That's really good.
In that delivery as well, by the way. Where he's just not scary at all. I like it. I like the new costumes. I'm not going to spend any money on them because that's not what I do, but I'll continue to buy the season pass, which I'm slowly but surely trucking my way through. I like the new events. The game is fun. The giant dinosaurs in the old map now breathe fire and they're glow-in-the-dark green, so
awesome.
Go give it a shot. Apex Legends is still great. Talk about an upswing from what was a very sharp downswing after the Season 1 Battle Pass malarkey. I am very, very pleased with Apex so far.
Yeah, glad to see them putting in the work and bringing it back, listening to the community.
We'll see how much that keeps going.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep saying that as long as that thing has still got the EA logo on the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of EA,
Oh boy.
my last game this week, Anthem.
Oh boy. Okay.
So
let's bring you back to Moonpier of last week.
yes, Moonpier of last week, who said, I really hope that the little boy fella doesn't turn bad because it looks like that's where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it, like an hour after the show I texted you and was like, literally
It was very quick.
the next mission.
Yeah.
The very next mission, he went dark side.
Yep.
It's like, great. Not only do you look like the guy from Force Awakens, but now you're a D-bag just like the guy from Force Awakens.
And he steals a javelin that he can't even pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Which immediately wanted me to put a bullet in his head.
Mm-hmm. You can't do anything with it, dude.
Because he's annoying bad side, not even good bad side.
I thought it was going to be such a cool moment where, like, you find this thing and, you know, either you find it wrecked and you have to rebuild it, or, like, you get to be this like, unstoppable god for a couple of missions or something, but no.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Owen, that's his name, immediately steals it.
Yeah.
Also, there are no good Owens in media. I just want to have that out of the way. Torchwood Season 1 and 2, Owen is a D-bag. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen an Owen in actual media be a good character.
Yeah.
But yeah, he turned dark side, and he stole it.
Yep.
And I'm past the grindy mission. I think I bumped into a second grindy mission, which I accidentally did, like, in passing, because I was just doing a whole bunch of side missions. Anthem is not as bad as people think it is.
Okay.
I still like the way the game plays. I like the story. I like the world building. I like the characters. There is a lot of downfalls in this game.
Mm-hmm.
They've done so much right and such big missteps that I think that's what's cost them. Like, that first grind mission where you have to do all of the stupid challenges for the stupid tombs is probably, in my opinion, one of the biggest missteps in video games, period.
Yep. And it's something BioWare can't stop doing. They do it in every one of their games, and it's killing them.
Yeah. It's really, really disappointing, the fact that happened so soon.
Yeah.
Like, I have done so many side missions since then where I have done the thing that those missions required me to do.
Yeah.
You take that mission and you bump it 10 missions later and you have done everything in that by the time you get to it.
Yep. Yeah, have that be the last thing to, like, unlock the whatever at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, I just bumped into the, halfway through this week, I bumped into the get this material for the Dawn Shield, which only drops from the stupid Scar Leaders and Titans. And I was like, okay, because I don't see them ever, so we'll see.
Right.
But then I do a bunch of side missions where literally I've got enough of that stuff now to make the Dawn Shield 6 times over because I've fought Titans and stupid Scar Leaders.
Right.
It's like, that's fine. You give me that grindy mission, but then in the process of the grind, you're giving me side missions where I make progress towards the grindy mission.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That is fine.
That's good RPG design.
Yes. Giving me the grindy mission when I've done all of the side missions leading up to that and not even dented the things that you require me to do is dumb. It's bad design. That is riding Metal Gear Solid 2 levels of bad design. Although that's just Kojima being a troll, so...
Yeah. Well, the good part is you're almost done with Anthem, so...
Yeah, that's the gist I'm getting, because now I'm like 20 achievements in, I've got like 5 story things left to do.
Yep.
I did do the triple threat mission, which might be one of my favorite missions in video games ever.
Which one is that?
It's Matthias when he gets the Arcanist dude who's like really not a usual Arcanist, and he gets I can't remember what it's called, like he gets like the relic and then he smashes it on top of his lab.
Okay.
And then he does a thing which, you know what, I'm just going to spoil it because anybody who's playing Anthem...
It's been out all year.
Yes. Then he makes himself into 3 people, and he turns into...
That was a really good mission.
Positive and middle. Like,
yep.
Immediately I was just thinking about Red Dwarf. The second it happened, I was thinking about Red Dwarf.
That was a really good... That's probably my favorite mission out of the game, because I feel like so many of the other missions, outside of the important story missions, don't have a lot of permanence in Fort Tarsis. And I feel like that one does, and that character's pretty good.
Yeah, like the character himself, I thought he was pretty good, and then you take him and make him 3 with each different personalities. Genuinely solid, like really good writing, good mission design.
It's like, God, that's the BioWare I love. Like, just make a game out of that again.
Yeah, it's like Mina, I think it is, the Lancer Sergeant who you're working with on the side. Her character arc is amazing so far. She doesn't like people. She likes plants. She doesn't like talking to anybody.
Yeah, she's like the nervous one. Yeah, I liked her a lot.
Like, there are so many solid characters, and like the old lady whose son went to, I think her son went to the original Cataclysm before the Heart of Rage.
Yeah.
Like, her story is heartbreaking. Like, there is so much really good stuff in here.
And I take it that you played as a male pilot? Okay, I was saying, because I played as a female, and for her, it was her daughter that went. Because I was about to correct you. I'm like, no, it's your daughter. I'm like, oh, I bet you it's gender dependent on what you chose.
And Moon, you bring up a good point that they do so much world building that all seems and feels really interesting, but they kind of never really get anywhere with it.
Yeah, like I can see that. Like, there is character development and stuff like that, but the thing with BioWare games is you're used to this stuff changing things. Like, you used to, like, especially when it comes to like a hub like that. Like, go play any of the Mass Effect games and look at the changes that happen on the different incarnations of the Normandy as the games progress. The people change, people develop, and like there's a fair bit of conversation going on as well. Like general conversation about like the condition of the world and stuff like that in Tarsus, which is the town that you're in. But there's like very little actual evolution other than the actual, conversations taking place. Like, there's no, now you get to, there's this whole section, now these people have gone, these people have arrived. There's little bits of that, like dealing with the triple threat mission, you end up meeting the other Arcanist who then hangs out at the bar.
And you can open up, like, as you reclaim more of Fort Tarsis and you do more missions, the construction that's going on in Fort Tarsis clears up. But a lot of times it's not like, well, here's a whole new section of Fort Tarsis. It's like, here's a shortcut. Yeah, that you can, like, read a lore entry in down a back alley and it brings you to this other guy faster. And it's like, well, that's okay. I was hoping it would be like a marketplace or something.
Yeah, but with as little as you actually do in the marketplace that's already provided, I didn't really care. Like, that was one of the things that I liked about the game, was that once you get to the end of the game, you start looking around and then you realize how much of it's actually changed, but they don't really call it out, I guess. Or you just happen to notice, oh, hey, I can use this stairwell now, or oh, hey, that building's back in one piece now, kind of thing.
Right.
I liked that, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. This might be a Mass Effect Andromeda for me, where it's like, okay, you're rabid fandogs of war. I get it. I get that you don't think this is a good BioWare game. I get that this might not be exactly what you're looking for, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Like, Mass Effect Andromeda is a good example of that. Like, the game got raked over the coals. Like, thoroughly and utterly demolished by the gaming community at large, to the point where I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Mass Effect for 10 years.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think it deserved that.
No, I mean, we were watching the unfortunate downfall of that game over a couple of GIFs as it was happening, and I think Anthem has always had a misunderstanding about it that has always really frustrated me. I don't like Anthem at any point, but I think it has been unfair for BioWare fans to say that this isn't a BioWare game when it's not the next Dragon Age game. It's not the next Mass Effect game. Like, they're trying a new IP. They're trying a new type of game. This isn't them saying, like, we're making another sci-fi, hardcore BioWare RPG.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to make something new, and I think people saying, like, well, you don't even have companions. It's like, yeah, I know.
That's not the point of the game.
Yeah,
the point of the game is your
that.
companions are your in real life companions who you play the game with.
If they come out with another Dragon Age and you don't have a party, you're not leveling up, there's no experience or side quests, then you can say, yeah, that's not a Dragon Age game. This is a brand new thing they're trying to do, and that has always been a thorn in my side. People saying, like, well, it's not a BioWare game. It's like, well, let them try something different.
Not even just that. It's like, hold up a minute there, player. Let's make this a tag team match. Thank you, all my wrestling fans, for that reference. The BioWare that you have sat there and put all this love and joy and everything into.
The Dragon Age Origins BioWare.
The Dragon Age Origins, the Mass Effect 1, the Mass Effect 2 BioWare. Like it or not, that studio doesn't exist in 2019.
Those peeps left.
Yes. The doctors are gone. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe 2 or 3 of the OG, like, that crew are still there.
Sure.
And I know, like, the guy who's writing the new Dragon Age game, I'm pretty sure he left EA after, like, Dragon Age Inquisition, and he's come back and then helped work on Anthem, and then now is back over to Dragon Age. Like, you're gonna have, like, 2 or 3 connections. But this is like a 60, 80, 200 people studio. It's not the same BioWare. This ain't your daddy's BioWare. This is a new BioWare.
And it's not Nintendo where you have, like, Miyamoto and the Sakurai and, like, these top 3, creative directors that they had. Like, people get burnt out in some of these giant companies, and then they leave and they go make a cool game that you wanted them to make. They just made it over on the PC and you weren't watching.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't the original Gone Home developers from one of the old EA studios?
Oh God, I feel like half of the indie studios now are just EA people being like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to work on more FIFA when I used to make Dead Space? No, thank you. I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I am not happy that BioWare is gone. Don't get me wrong, folks.
Sure.
Like, the Mass Effect trilogy will forever, in my eyes, be one of the greatest gaming trilogies of all time. Whether you like the ending of the 3rd game or not, I don't care.
Yeah.
Those
games are great.
Amazing, long-term investment in a series, characters, gameplay mechanics, and evolution that fits with the times that it came out.
And I feel the same way about the Dragon Age trilogy.
Like, my wife is the same. Like, I think between the two of us, I think it's the old Captain America, Tony Stark argument between those two.
Right.
I think she sits on the Dragon Age side and I sit on the Mass Effect side. We love them all, but one of us prefers the other over the other kind of thing. And I don't think we'll ever see a game like that from BioWare, and it breaks my heart to think of what the new Dragon Age is going to be, because I think I've said it before, BioWare ain't Respawn. BioWare are hanging on by a thread at this point.
Yep.
So what exactly are they going to have to do to bow down to the corporate overlords at EA to try and get stuff in this game? Like, is it going to be Frostbite again? Because now you have
Haven't helped them.
Like,
Frostbite almost killed Inquisition, so.
Well, I feel like now they have the chops. Like, Anthem is Frostbite, Inquisition was Frostbite, and that was the most tremendously difficult thing that they probably worked on.
Yeah.
But now they've got the chops for it, and now that it seems that engine is getting better. How is it going to turn out? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Is it going to have the old BioWare heart? Is it going to have a new form of BioWare heart, or is it going to have the EA heart of stone inside of it? Like,
is it going to be a 3-person multiplayer only Dragon Age game that we're all worried it's going to be?
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, I don't know where that stands, and even when I see trailers, even when I see things like that about that game, I will patiently wait until the thing comes out, because at this point you know that ain't coming out this gen. That's a next-gen game.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to put it out this gen.
And it kills me to do so, but I will wait and see. I'll probably still pick it up day one because I want to support BioWare. And if I don't, my wife most 100% certainly will.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I'm going to be excited about that thing. I don't know if I'm going to look forward to playing it.
Right.
I will not be on the hype train for that until I get some solid footing under me and figure out exactly what the new BioWare is.
When they put out a 45-minute gameplay video and you're like, all right, now I can see the game.
Yeah. When we do EA Plays E3 2022, then we know exactly where we stand.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, it's the EA problem. It's on one hand you've got Apex Legends, which is a game that they didn't really know about and came out of nowhere and blew the doors off everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side, you've got Anthem, a game which from all accounts seems to have nothing but EA meddling in it and is being widely regarded as a failure on multiple points.
Yeah.
And I like Anthem so far. There's stuff about it I don't like. Like, I hate the fact that I have to matchmake for everything, because guess how many people I'm getting randomly jumping into my squad?
Probably not a lot.
In 7 days of playing, and playing pretty much every single night, and doing nothing but missions, no free roam, nothing like that, twice I had other people in my game.
Oof.
Yeah. I think I played most of that game solo.
Boy, that last boss battle's going to be really rough.
Yep. And I'm looking forward to sending out the message to Rob and everybody else who has it. And Nimpa, you on Xbox for this?
Yeah, I got it for Xbox.
Okay, so I will have a squad if I need it to do that stupid boss fight.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I don't mind it so far.
It's going to turn into The Office playing Call of Duty, where it's been so long since I've played it, you're going to see me flying into a wall and be like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I'm helping, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Anthem still looks beautiful as well. Like, the game... Oh, like, that company can do wonders. Mm-hmm. And you know what? If Dragon Age looks like this...
Yeah. Heaven help me.
Think of the spiders, Boston.
No, thank you.
Because you know they're going to have spiders, and you know they're going to be
dripping spider boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yes,
what is it with fantasy RPGs and spiders?
Tolkien.
It's Tolkien.
It's Tolkien. It's all Tolkien.
Shell up. It's all shell up.
Yep.
I don't mind it, but my wife hates spiders, so there's certain games we can't play, pretty much all of them that are fantasy RPGs.
Yep.
Oh, but yes, that's all I've been playing. So, well, over to you, Mr. Nimp.
Oh, okay. All right, so Son and I were playing Rocket League with the Stranger Things themes. It's pretty fun.
Speaking of which, like, I got accusations from my wife about this.
My tweet. I did not say who. I just said that I was told not to tell anybody.
And I literally got the death stare. Like, did you seriously tell people to not tell me that this thing was in there? Like, yes and no.
Maybe
not in so many words.
I don't take my orders from Moonpier, but I do listen to things that he says.
Right.
But yeah, so I unlocked the Stranger Things Rocket Boost, which is basically the... Oh god, how to explain it? 'Cause it's a red boost that has... God, I don't even know if I can explain it really. It looks like the Stranger Things logo, how it's done on like a neon sign.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it doesn't spell anything. It's just that same lining that goes
like
electronish through it.
80s neon color.
Yeah.
Tell me about the sweet sound it makes. Does it make like 80s synth noises?
It makes the Stranger Things theme noise when you use it. So it's pretty nice. My son loves it, and we got into a conversation because I am a hardcore D&D nerd, and he kept pointing to the thing in the background, calling it a mind flayer. Like, that is not a mind flayer. That's not even a Lovecraftian mind flayer.
Right.
And so I started showing him pictures of that stuff from D&D, and he's like, oh, those look hideous. I'm like, yeah, that shadow thing in the background is nothing. These are the things you want to be afraid of.
Yeah, this thing's got like 40 eyes.
And tentacles.
Yeah.
So Every time I play this game with my son, I manage to unlock a bunch of trophies. And I'm now down to the last 2 trophies of the base game before I get the platinum for it. And lo and behold, the 2 that I need are both glitched.
Great.
Yep.
Apparently. One of them is where you have to travel 50 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, you have to do that with 1 tire set. And even if you do it with 1 tire set, it doesn't necessarily unlock at the correct time.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
It will be one of those random things. Like, I don't know if PlayStation does this, but Xbox does, where you will... It's the old, like, when the Xbox One first came out, you would get the 100% unlocking notification, but the achievement wouldn't pop. Yep. And then literally at, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, your Xbox app would ding, and it's like, oh, you unlocked that achievement. It's like, I last played this game, like, 2 years ago. Why are you popping now?
And then the other one that I'm working towards is the make 20 saves.
Yep.
Which I think I'm at 15 right now altogether. Just playing with my son. But both of these achievements have or trophies have just gotten to the point where when my son wants to play a game and my daughter wants to play, I will have my son log into my wife's account, because that's the account he plays on for PlayStation, and I will log into my account and have my daughter play that. And it's like, just go ahead and drive.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. I
just
don't care if you score. In. Yeah, just go. So, which my kids get a kick out of. So it works for me. That's about it. That was the only thing that I wanted out of everything that they had for the season was the rocket boost. Yeah. I mean, they've got a lot of cool stuff there, and my son wants, obviously, all of it because he's a kid.
Yes.
But that was the only thing that I was really shooting for, so I'm kind of done now.
Yeah, that's a good feeling where you're like, all right, I got the thing I wanted, so I'm good.
Yeah. I did also run into another weird glitch with the game where I guess they changed it a year or so ago, where if you don't earn a certain amount of points in the match, like score points for what you've done, you don't earn any experience and you don't earn any of like the currency for whatever. Like right now they've got the candy corn going for Stranger Things.
So it things you didn't participate?
Exactly. It was supposed to be for AFK players.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing that sucks that I've been reading online is that they also changed the scoring for a lot of things, where you're not getting as, like, the minimum you have to have is 50 points. You don't have to score 50 points. It's just everything that you've done in the match has to at least earn you a score of 50, and then you get basically your participation medal. But they lowered a lot of the scoring for what you've done, so it's harder to get to 50.
Oh, I see.
And there was 3 matches where I was playing against people that were way above my skill level. Like, they were on my team, but they were way better than I was. So
were they ball hogs as well by any chance? Where they're constantly chasing the ball?
Gotcha.
So I barely got to touch the ball, and I was able to help, and I managed to get a bunch of my saves then, but I wasn't able to rack up enough of a score to get experience or the candy corn currency. So that sucked. But yeah, so I stopped playing with those guys because they were obviously way better than I was.
Yeah.
And once I started getting into other matches, it stopped being an issue. But I had also read too that is also glitched in a weird way, where sometimes it'll tell you that you didn't earn anything, but if you go back and look at your stuff, you'll have like a little increase. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's just a lot of people ranting and raving on Twitter and Reddit. So
yes, as a multiplayer only casual / competitive game, just like everything else like that, Rainbow Six Siege says hello, Apex Legends says hello. It's just full of people being toxic on the internet.
A lot of salt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which Rocket League leans into that so well, and I love the fact that they've got player banners that has a salt shaker with a whole bunch of salt leading underneath it.
That's great.
They lean into the salt really hard.
Destiny 2 has an emote where you can season someone with salt.
Is that the Salt Bay emote?
No, I don't remember what it's called.
I don't either. I've got the one where my guy flips a table.
Perfect.
And then I've got another one where he just sits in a chair with a cup of coffee.
Yep.
But yeah, so Rocket League's fun. If you haven't played it, you should check it out. The community in the game is fine. And even outside of the game and like other apps and stuff, I haven't run into too many negative things. It just depends on how hard you dig.
What level / rank are you?
I think I'm level 18. Oh, and that's the other thing. My rank because we've been playing a lot of the, what is it, Brawler? I think it was. I shot up
Rumble?
Rumble. I shot up to like a tier 3 gold,
Mm-hmm.
which really angered my son because he's obviously been playing it more than I have, and he just hit tier 3 bronze.
Yep.
And so when he saw that, he started, it's like, how did you get that? And I'm like, I don't even know what this means. Like, I'm completely old manning this game. It's like, I don't know what this means. I'm not even going to be bothered to look it up.
You're just playing deathmatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have text chat muted by any chance?
No.
Okay. Give it a while. You'll start, like, the more you play, the more you'll start getting with those real D-bags who just spam the text.
A lot of people will just spam you like, oh, good game, or, you know, whatever. Which you can tell that they're not really meaning it.
Right.
But, like, there hasn't been... This isn't like Call of Duty, where I'm watching some guy hump my dead car with his car thing, you know?
Yes. I'm glad there isn't a crouch button in Rocket League.
Yeah,
because if there was, that would be problematic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, honestly, I haven't ran into anything overly negative. Like, to the point that I'm comfortable letting my son play it on his own online.
Yeah.
It's not with a mic or anything, though.
No,
it doesn't matter who. Yeah, it doesn't matter what system you're on. If you have a mic, it's toxic.
Yeah,
yes,
100%.
I play with my wife, and we use microphones, and that's toxic. I love you, darling. That was a joke.
So the next game that I played was Demon Gaze 2. I am in the final dungeon, and I ran into a weird glitch where I had opened a hidden chest, and then the game didn't necessarily freeze, but it wouldn't let me out of the window to continue exploring.
Oh.
So I had to shut the game off and turn it back on to be able to get out of it.
Oh, no.
I didn't check. I think I'm only an hour behind on progress now.
Okay.
But it was late enough where I didn't want to find out when the last time I saved.
Right.
So I'll keep going into that. I think this one's like the biggest one out of all the dungeons. I think there's like 6 levels or something like that. Normally you get like 2, maybe 3. So there's a lot of moving around. There's a bunch of extra puzzles because, of course, it's the final dungeon in a JRPG. So for some reason, every company's like, oh, let's just load it down with puzzles because everyone loves puzzles.
Did they do the old trope of take your entire team and split them into 3 different groups?
No, not
that's
yet.
a good one.
Yeah,
As
someone who like exclusively focuses on like 3 party members, when JRPGs do that and they don't have auto leveling between the whole group, I'm so bad.
This one dude's level 8. You're like, oh
it's
no.
always at a point where you can't go back and grind them out. It's like, well, I guess I'm just screwed now.
Yep.
They did introduce with the control points in the maps, they introduced star ones, where normally you would put gems in them to get weapons, equipment, items, whatever. With this, when they turn to a star, you can put one of your demons into it and then fight without that demon, so you're down a party member, but you fight monsters, and if you beat it, you get items specifically for that demon.
Oh, cool.
So that was something new that they introduced, which I did once, and that was tough.
Once and never again.
Yeah. I think I tried it with just one of my attackers, because I run with 3 attackers, technically 4 attackers, and a healer. Because magic, depending on how you spec out one of your demons, magic isn't really that viable. So usually if you just go all physical, you're fine. But yeah, so I tried it with one of my physical demons, and that just sucked. I beat it. It was just a different type of challenge because it's the first time that they get rid of a character for you. I mean, they do have a condition where they can kidnap one of your characters in a battle depending on the enemy type that's fighting you, but that doesn't happen very often. So you don't run into a scenario very often where you're down a party member. Right. So I had to completely change my way of how I focus in battle, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
So the next game that I played was Destiny 2. Spent a lot of time just running around shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice and relaxing.
It's me playing Anthem right now as well.
Yeah. As long as I don't think about it, it usually turns out fine.
Yeah.
I try to focus on a couple things here and there. Like I did unlock. I actually wrote these down because I knew I was going to forget them. I got the Prometheus lens, which is a trace rifle, solar exotic, and risk runner, which is my second
Prometheus
risk runner.
lens is really fun. Just like this solar death laser. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's just a solid beam.
Yep.
I don't know why they didn't call it a beam rifle, but
yeah, I don't either.
What it is.
It does more damage the longer you hit an enemy with it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's fun.
But yeah, I've just been running around. I did my first Nightfall in a while with a group of randoms.
Yep.
That went fine.
Yeah, now that Nightfall has matchmaking, it's way easier to do.
Which was one of my biggest complaints.
Yep.
Did they add matchmaking to raids, or is that still you have to have a team? Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have a team.
Okay. Eventually I'll do the Leviathan raid. I don't think I ever did that in this game because I don't have a trophy for it.
I didn't either, and I'm a little worried I probably will never be able to do it because nobody's doing them anymore.
Well, and I could have sworn that I had done it before.
Mm-hmm.
And my memory is so foggy with this game now.
Yeah.
But I don't have the trophy for it, so I must not have done it.
Yeah.
But,
so, hey, Boston, if you are interested in doing the Leviathan raid, may I point your direction over towards truetrophies.net, where you can literally go on their forums and basically get together a group of people who want to do it.
Yeah.
For the sweet Chivos.
My biggest problem with Leviathan is it's one of the longer raids, and I can dedicate 3 or 4 hours to a raid to learn it, but Leviathan's going to be longer than that.
Yeah, from what I was reading, it's 3 or 4 hours if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard it's good, but it's pretty lengthy.
I am still really impressed with the cross mechanics for this game. Going back, like I can hop back and forth between Xbox and PlayStation, no problem.
Yep.
To the point that I unlocked a achievement on my Xbox One for doing a night raid. A couple hours later, logged into my account on my PS4 and got the trophy for it.
Yep.
But I was trying out because I wanted to see how long I would have to wait for if I get like a new weapon or whatever, how long it would take my loadout to move from one console to another, and it seems pretty much instantaneous.
It is, yeah. I've done a bunch of testing where it's like, I've got my PS4 and my PC, I'm going to log out and log back in real quick, and it's everything's the same.
Which is the only thing about this game that I can tell you is fast-paced.
Yes.
The only thing.
Yeah.
The only thing. Load times just to get into this game are still stupid long.
Load times are rough. They just keep getting worse and worse.
Yeah. But I was working on getting the Machine's Gun quest completed. And I dumped pretty much all weekend into this stupid quest, and I don't think I'm anywhere close to getting it done.
Great.
Because I'm at the point now where I did all the stupid grinding where you have to kill certain opponents with a certain gun in a certain area. Mm-hmm. And now I'm at the point where I have to do protocols and nodes. The secret nodes.
Yeah, on
so
Mars.
I've done all the protocols.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and then I figured out what I have to do for the nodes, and that was pretty much my table flipping event of nope, screw this game, I'm done for right now.
Can I recommend something to you?
Yeah.
Delete that quest.
Don't do the nodes. I'm gonna look up. I'm one of the few people that has done all 40 nodes in that game, and I cannot recommend it.
Yeah, I don't. I watched a video on how you're supposed to get them, and then the fun little mini game of finding which one you need by it giving you 3 words.
Oh, you just pull up a spreadsheet for that one.
Yeah, but I was trying to do it the way they wanted you to, and I found the first one no problem, and it was the second one where it just threw out like words.
Yeah, it's like Braytech Cargo Bay 13. It's like, what? Where? Where is that?
Yeah,
myself
Dynamo. What was it? Dynamo deploy Brightfall.
Yeah, and it's like, cool. I don't Nope, I don't know that.
I know where 2 of the Dynamos are. Where the hell's Brightfall?
Myself and 2.27% of people have gotten all 40 nodes.
Wait, is there an achievement tied to it?
There's an emblem.
Oh.
It sucks. It's not a great mission. No.
So, after playing so much of Destiny 2, I was helping my son out with Final Fantasy 7.
Mm-hmm.
He had gotten to the CPR point in the game, which brought up a rather interesting discussion because my daughter was in the room too after he fought Leviathan, and then he had to do the CPR mini game for the girl.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter had asked, "Why does Cloud keep kissing this girl?"
A fair question.
Yeah. So then I had to have a discussion with both my kids about what he is doing with CPR and basically breaking down what he's doing and what you need to do and why you do it and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those things where I just had a thought of, 20 years later, still teaching people about things from a video game.
That's right, still teaching people about CPR.
So, he did get past that. He got on the boat. He's on the next continent now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to help him with Yuffie. He managed to figure out how to get her all by himself.
Wow.
I told him where he had to be to get her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But through trial and error, he managed to figure out that as long as you don't take the screen, change the screen,
mm-hmm.
and then he had to figure out the conversation loop that he had to go through.
Right.
And he managed to get her, no problem.
Nice.
And now he's
Vincent yet?
He's working on Vincent. He's not close enough yet.
Yeah.
But he'll be getting there soon because he keeps asking me about it. I was like, well, where do I get him? It's like,
AKA
you'll know.
The best Final Fantasy VII character.
Yeah.
The
Well, he's
only
all
one that
geeked
doesn't
out
talk.
because he found the Peacemaker and Calm. He's like, well, I've got this gun for him. I'm like, that gun's not going to add up to anything for him by the time you get him. Trust me.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yes.
Don't worry about that gun.
Which is the other thing too, because he's like, I really like Barrett, but I want Vincent because he has a gun. I'm like, what? You don't think gun arms are cool? He's like, no, I like Barrett, but Vincent just seems really cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you, kid. Vincent is really cool.
I sense a future goth kid in Nimp's future, and that's absolutely fine by me.
Yeah.
Whatever. It runs in the family. I wasn't goth, but my wife was at one point. So
there you go.
She'll probably kill me that I said that out loud.
That's okay. I was in high school too.
I was the kid that just didn't do a whole lot in high school.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the last game that I played was Bloodborne.
Oh.
I have been having a random itch for wanting to play a Souls game because I haven't.
Is this your first Souls game?
No, I played Demon Souls when it came out on the PS3.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
We earned our stripes. That was the first and last one I played where I'm like, I'm good. I like these games, but they're too much.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know why I've been having such... it's just been in the back of my mind this entire time that I just need to play a Souls game again, and I don't know why, because it's not my type of genre.
Yeah. But everyone still keeps saying Bloodborne is so good, and it's the best one. I had that itch this week too, where I was like, maybe I should pick up Bloodborne. I probably own it. It's probably right there behind me. But maybe I should pick up Bloodborne. There's something in the air.
It was free for games or PS Gold, whatever, months ago. Last year sometime, I think.
So I have it in the cloud.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what it was too, is just hearing everyone talk about how good Bloodborne was.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good starting off point for new people, apparently. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what, screw it. It's been a while, why not? So I downloaded it, got into it, and I dove head first into this game.
Yeah.
To the point that I was breaking down attack patterns. I was figuring out people's danger radiuses for when they attack.
There you go.
Yep. Now you're playing a Souls game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I went back whole hog from how I had been playing Demon Souls, where I find an enemy, I stand away from them, watch them walk around, figure out what weapons they have.
You peel a mob.
And then, you peel one away from the mob, and then you watch them try to attack you, engage them, and then you go in for the kill, and that's how you play the game.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm halfway through the first area.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like there's 3 or 4 tombstones.
Okay.
And I've got a warp point halfway through the listing. I don't know how many lanterns there are. I've beaten 2 bosses. The last boss that I beat was a real pain in the butt because it was really fast, and I was not used to things moving as fast as that thing could, and I was still getting used to how the pistol works in this game because you don't have a shield. I mean, you can find a shield, but apparently it's garbage. I have it now too, but I don't use it.
It's like
I'm
a
trying to figure
item.
out the pistol. Yes.
Yeah.
But the wrapping my mind around the pistol has been interesting because I'm trying to find that window for when you should be appropriately using it because you're supposed to use it to stun.
Yeah.
While they're in the middle of an attack, but it seems like depending on the enemy, that window is different. Which why wouldn't it be?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the boss that I had fought was so fast, and that window I would guess is pretty narrow because I think I got it off once or twice in the 5 times I fought that thing. And it's one of those dumb things where it's every time I fought it, its health bar would be further down than it was last time when I died.
Yep.
And then it just kind of turned into this. It's like, all right, well, I guess this is where I'm storing all of my blood echoes until I beat this thing. Because I think by the time I had beaten them, it had 15,000 blood echoes.
Wow.
Because there's a lot of crap that you had to fight. And then I would go back and grind for a little bit and all that stuff. So, yeah, way back into this game.
Sucked you right back in.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because I play with headphones just so that I can hear it, because there's a lot of things you can hear before you see it, which is good, because you want to use all your senses that you can for this game, because it hides some enemies in areas that are hard to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't want to do a Vinnie Caravello walking down the skeletal graveyard in
Yep. Yeah.
Still one of my favorite moments.
But that crappy thing is that I am so anxious while playing this game that it has the ghost of other people playing, just like any other Souls game. The problem is they don't make noise. So when you are thoroughly focused on an enemy, trying to pay attention to what they're doing, and all of a sudden you see something swing at you, and you start dodging and rolling, and then you realize it's a ghost, and now you've attracted like 2 or 3 things that you were watching because you rolled closer to them.
Yep.
God, I hate this game sometimes.
So good.
But yeah, other than that, I'm up to a point now where I just found a guy who's shooting me with a machine gun on top of a clock tower.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds about right for a Souls game.
I've heard about this guy, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the game because I never looked anything into it. So I got to find another way around it or dodge all over the place. Because when you first walk into an area, there's somebody yelling at you, and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And I didn't figure it out until I got probably 2 areas away from where I was at, and then something started shooting at me. And then trying to figure out where that was coming from, and then I died. Then I saw what it was. I'm like, oh, this is great. So I had to run back, had to get my blood echoes, ran back, and now I just got to figure out where to go. I think I found another path that I could go, but I didn't want to do it because it looked like it was a one-way path. And since it's a new area, so I haven't explored this area yet, so I didn't necessarily want to cut off my only viable exit / lantern yet, but it looks like that's what I have to do, so I'll test that out. But yeah, really liking the game. That's about all I got to say about it.
Is that your last game?
Yes, it has.
I played a little bit of Destiny 2 this week. I'm at the light level cap now. I'm a 950 without the artifact. I'm at like 962 with the seasonal artifact. I appreciate what Bungie has gone for with the new way that you can do leveling. The maximum difficulty Nightfall I have to do for this season is 980. I don't know how I'm going to do that, because I sort of can't get any higher than light level than I am now.
Dude, it's that simple. You go in under-leveled, and then you cheese it by hiding in corners and round corridors so that people can't get you.
I think I have to wait for... So, Nightfall the Ordeal is the old Nightfall is still there. Nightfall the Ordeal is the new endgame Nightfall. I really like it because the champions I talked about recently. I think I have to wait for each one of the Nightfall Hero deals is just one Nightfall. It's that for the entire week, no matter what the difficulty is. I think I have to wait for one that's probably a little bit easier, and then try and go in with some trusted peeps and try and do that. But I feel like I'm a little bit confused about how I'm supposed to continue to level after this point once I've hit the not really hard cap. Once I've hit the general cap, other than the raid, it seems like there aren't a ton of sources for me to level up after this point. So that's sort of confusing / concerning. But next week we've got the Halloween event. Maybe there'll be some stuff there. Other seasonal events. Maybe. I'm not sure. But there's still 2 months left in the season. So I guess there's plenty of time. But I've not played a lot of Destiny 2 this week. So Iron Banner was this week, and it was kind of not super great. So didn't spend a lot of time. I did, now that the Black Hole event for Fortnite is over, Chapter 2 got released. I thought, let's check this out. Mostly because I saw the trailer with the slime guy, and I thought, alright, let's hop in. Let's see if I can get this slime guy. I hopped in, and I didn't realize that after it showed you the trailer, it just drops you right into a match.
Yep.
Did really well on my first match. Got Victory Royale. Felt pretty good about myself, I'm not going to lie. Until Monkey Sr. posted that, hey, everyone thinks that maybe your first match is against bots. So,
yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad somebody bashed your bubble a little bit.
Yeah, in my heart of hearts, I did really well out of the gate. In reality, maybe.
If you were not building towers and spinning around and somehow managing to headshot somebody from 7,000 feet away at the same time, you were against bots.
I was doing some fun sniping, but it reminds me that I like Fortnite a lot. I would really love Fortnite if there was no building.
It's my biggest problem with that multiplayer.
Yeah.
I'm an old man at this point. I cannot build and shoot at the same time. Yeah. I just can't.
And the irony of it is, I think I would really like Fortnite Save the World. Because
I love that mode.
Yeah, like you get to fortify and you get to build this base and you get to fight the waves, and they just announced a whole bunch of new patches for Save the World, so the development is still rolling on that pretty nicely. But I really want to love Fortnite. I like the new map. I like what the battle pass looks like. I like everything about Fortnite. It's just, I have my games as a service game already. I can't.
You have one, and the one that you obsess with.
Right, and I can't. I feel like either you can play 2 poorly or 1 really well.
Well, we are talking about you, so maybe you want to go with 1 okay and 2 poorly?
How dare you?
The main question I have to ask is, are we going to be looking for a Fortnite Emblem Collector website to be launching soon?
Man, if they have... So, you know what I was really impressed by that I wish more games like this did? Is... I was looking at the battle pass, especially like I want to see what stuff is at like in the 90s and the 100 rank one. And what I was impressed by is there's a lot of cool loading screens, and big props to Epic for crediting the artist on that. It'd be nice if more places would do that. What I really like is, you know how they have all those slots for like your character and the thing you ride in on and your loading screens and all that, your sprays. I really love that each one of those categories has a random option where it's like, just
that's great.
Take from whatever I have in this category, like loading screens or characters or whatever, and just every time I go in, I want something different. I really want more games to do that, because I think
the old random. Yeah,
like I really like the idea of like, oh, I'm coming in now and I just have a I just have like a fig leaf I'm flying in on out of that battle bus. Like, this is cool.
I'm just thinking about John Wick flying on with Mary Poppins' umbrella and
100%.
like 90s hip hop music as like the path, whatever it's called.
Yep. And you have like 6 different dumb random emotes. Like, I think that's really cool, and I think if I was into Fortnite the same way that I was into Destiny, it'd be cool to say like, oh, I just hit a loading screen. Oh, that's right, I got this loading screen from Season 1. That's super cool. I haven't seen that for a while. Like, I got this skin I haven't seen in 6 months. That's really cool. You know, that's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fortnite's pretty cool.
Dude,
that's my review of Fortnite.
wait, what's going on? You just said Fortnite's pretty cool. Did we, like, skip into an alternate dimension again?
No, I've always thought Fortnite is really cool. I just have a problem... I have a problem with someone building a Dutch colonial 3,000 miles in the sky and sniping me 2 minutes into a match.
That's my thing. The community for Fortnite is something else that I generally don't want to interact with at all.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the community, I would probably like Fortnite better. Like the idea behind the game seems fine. Seems like it'd be fun to play, and I've watched people play it before. But even people who stream it, I cannot stand those people.
Yeah,
I especially love the style of it, like this big, chunky, cartoony, like Warcraft 3 style that they've gone for is really great.
I played an absolute poop ton of the Save the World version on the Xbox. And really thoroughly enjoy that mode. If you want to play it at any point, guess what? I'm right here. I have characters already.
That's what I was thinking this past week. It's like, I really wish Save the World was cheaper, because I would totally hop in and like you and I can bang through a bunch of Save the World, but it's not. And that's like, I get it. No, the only people that are buying Save the World are like the really invested, but I just want to hop in and try some of the Save the World. So
I love that mode.
Yeah. Both Fortnites are cool. 2 thumbs up for Fortnite.
The month is cool.
Yes, that's right. That's all I'm playing this week, so let's take a break. Wait, I thought Fortnite was 2 weeks. What's that?
It is.
Okay.
So both Fortnites, 2 weeks, 2 plus 2 is 4.
I got you.
A month is approximately.
I got it. I'm picking it up now. I see it. I'm tired. Right, let me open up all the news stories. Okay. Let's check for new news stories while Moon Pier goes to the bathroom.
The water closet. Toilette.
The toilet.
I was going to say, it sounded like you said Twilight for a second. El Twilight.
Here we go. RPG Gamer reviewing Trails of Cold Steel 3.
Dude, I watched a bunch of those reviews from random people, and that it has affirmed my decision to pre-order that game.
Nice.
Which was something that I was not really hot on coming off of 2.
Yeah. Someone made a custom Kerbal Space Program controller. I dig it.
I thought you were going to say spacecraft. I'm like, oh, that's going to end poorly.
Yeah, like, please don't.
Yeah. Watch what happens when I strap these 180 droids to myself. Or
yeah. Whoops, I died. What else do we have here? Ataro Ramono Mask of Truth gets anime adaptation alongside free visual novel released in Japan. Big Pikachu. Someone modded the goose into Resident Evil 2. That's really good. And the goose has a hat. Perfect.
The random mods for RE2 on PC are just crazy.
I really love that stuff.
I just think it's funny when they added Thomas the Train, and not just Thomas the Train, his theme song too.
Yep, like hearing it come from like the echo of it down the hallways is just so good.
I think it's one of those weird weird horror things where they so perverse a childlike thing into something terrifying.
Yep.
Oh man, I think I'm finally getting sick now too.
Oh no.
My wife's had it for a little bit, and I'm starting to feel it.
Yeah. That's it comes for us all at some point. Welcome back.
There you go. Are you talking about death?
No, we were talking about Twilight.
We were not. All right, you guys ready to wrap this thing up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of October 21st, 2019. Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3 comes out on the PS4. Nimp, you were just saying you have that pre-ordered, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So we'll...
It looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, we'll hear about that shortly. On the other end of the spectrum from awesome, WWE 2K20 comes out PC, PS4, and Xbox One. This is not an indictment of the WWE. This is...
No. This isn't. I am 100% down if you want to smash the crap out of this game.
Yeah, this is, from what people have been saying that have been playing this early, does not seem to be a great WWE game.
If you want fun, go and just Google WWE 2K19, which is last year's game, and then insert name of wrestler. They have legends in the game, so it shouldn't matter who you Google. You should be able to see photos of them.
Right.
And then Google that same thing, but change it to 2K20, and look at the discrepancy. They look like they were made on SmackDown versus Raw, which came out in 2005 on the PlayStation.
It looks really bad. Just missed the mark on this one.
This is also the first time that they've been having issues with the ukes coming off the game.
Right.
So this is in the middle of a whole bunch of drama with developers and everything like that. But it's 2K and it's WWE, so you have to put out a game every year. And whoopsies. Yeah. And to add further stuff into the mix, the AEW nerds who run that company, so Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, they are desperate to go and get the former Aki developers to make an AEW game.
Right.
So yeah, WWE might want to,
step it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also coming out, Call of Duty Modern Warfare on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. I watched a couple of trailers on this, and this looks pretty good. So I don't know. These all look pretty good.
That's the problem. The trailer really, really well.
Yeah. Can I just buy the single player?
No. Come on.
Knock through that.
Good news is next year you'll be able to install just the single player.
That's right. I don't have to install the multiplayer. Yeah.
But still pay full price.
That's right. Medieval comes out on the PS4.
Oh, too many games.
That launches at, I think, $30, if I remember correctly, which is the right price.
It's about right for that, yeah. I'd say maybe 20 is right for Medieval, and I say that as a Medieval fanboy.
Me too, yeah, because it, especially after playing the demo, they modernized some of that, but boy, it sure controls similarly to how a PS1 game did.
You might say the controls are a little bit Medieval.
Oh my god.
I can't remember, did this predate analog sticks?
100%, yeah.
Okay.
This was D-pads and buttons.
Yeah.
And lastly, certainly not least, The Outer Worlds comes out on PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Video games are here, folks.
Yeah, Game Pass day and date on PC and Xbox One. Pre-launch is available right now.
Yep, tell me about that sweet download size you got for your Outer Worlds there, Boston.
On PC, it's 10 megs. The texture compression is great. Yeah. I'm installing it on my SSD because I want to cut down on the load times as much as I can. I'm really waiting to wake up one day, just 70 gigs is taken out of my SSD.
Yeah.
So I watched the Giant Bomb Quick Look EX on that, where the two guys from Obsidian came on. I'm a lot more interested in that game now. I'm looking forward to it.
I need to back away from this game and just play it blind. I cannot get excited about another Obsidian game because I love Obsidian.
Yeah.
And I cannot jump into one of their games with Hype Train. I need to take this as it falls, kind of thing.
I think it comes out on Thursday this week, so you don't
think so.
25th.
You don't have much time left to wait. So go in blind. Yeah. Let's talk about news stories. Analog has announced the Analog Pocket. This is a $200 semi-portable Game Boy Plus. So basically, it is they're taking basically a console that's the same size-ish as a Game Boy, and they're going to allow you to export that as HDMI as well. And a lot of people are rightly saying, well, $200 is a lot for a Game Boy. That's right. But it plays the actual cartridges for Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. But they're going to have cartridge adapters for Lynx, Game Gear, and Neo Geo Pocket Color. So for the $200, you're getting a modern, rechargeable Game Boy that you can also plug kind of any cartridge into it.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can play Sonic on the Game Gear for more than 2 minutes.
that screen ghosting on the Game Gear was so bad.
Not to mention it killed 8 batteries in about 4 seconds flat.
That's so bad. Yeah.
Did they say what the battery life on this is?
I don't believe they've nailed that down, but based on the other stuff they've put out, I would expect it to be pretty good. Additionally, it'll take a micro SD card slot for Wink, and
saving purposes.
Sure, whatever you'd like to put on there. Analog has had a really good track record of like the Genesis they put out and the NES they put out, allowing people to change the firmware on it. So let's say if you wanted to load ROMs on an SD card and put it in there, you could.
I think you'll find that that's referred to as making homebrew games.
Right. Your legally obtained backup copies of your cartridges.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm expecting that level of support. And there have been a lot of good improvements from the community where it's like, hey, this wasn't running super well, so I just patched the source code. Here you go. Like, you can have this. And last but not least, also built into the console itself will be Nano Loop. It's a sort of a famous electronic music tracking piece of software that a lot of people have on a cartridge for their original Game Boy. It'll be built into the Analog Pocket. So, sounds super cool, looks really great. I would love to be able to afford one just to have it, but that will never happen.
For me, it falls under the same category as like the what's it called? The Minute? I don't know. All of the other things like this, like the remake of the I can't even remember what that was either. It's a cool tchotchke.
Yeah. And like if you're super hardcore into the Game Boy and you still have like 500 ones and like you have one duct taped Game Boy that you're piecing back together, like this is really cool to keep that stuff going.
Yeah.
But
if you're into the classic game scene or preservation and stuff, that's cool. Yep. But 100%, I feel like this is just going to be a cool tchotchke.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's okay. Like it's cool to have the enthusiast stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
We're going to skip the news. Next news story here, we're going to talk about Fallout 76's human NPC update delayed to next year. That's not the part that I super care about.
Is this the private servers issue?
Yeah, so they're saying that the Wastelanders update is their big NPC one. They're saying that they're delaying it because it's just too big, and they want to make it really great. That's fine. The real part that was just the kick in the giblets this week for my interest in Fallout 76.
Oh yeah, this tanked it. I was like, yes, I can finally get the game.
So they have announced their support for private servers, for a fee. Dun, dun, dun. This at my point, that was the last thing that was holding me on at Fallout 76. Where I was like, man, if I can just play on a server with a couple of my friends, and we can bomb around the wasteland, and like everything will be really fun.
Literally bomb?
Yeah. Not gonna pay for private servers.
Nope.
Like, I get it from an infrastructure standpoint. I'm just not gonna do it.
From an infrastructure standpoint, kind of yes.
Yeah.
Certain games can pull this off.
Right.
Battlefield pulls this off because Battlefield has always had paid for private servers.
Yeah.
Minecraft can pull this off because Minecraft is just that GD big.
You've got 50 bajillion people playing that game. Fallout 76 with its much smaller player base.
And multiple issues, we'll politely say.
Fallout 76 has had a rocky launch and rocky development. From a lot of people that have stuck with it, they've said that patch over patch it continues to get better and better and better. And the community, who is it? I think it's Gita Jackson over on Kotaku writes a lot about the community of Fallout 76. That stuff is super cool. Like, they're really, really creative, great people over there. It's just not what I'm in it for. And private servers, plus maybe some of the Wasteland update stuff, sounded like the right combo of stuff for me to get interested in the game. And for one to get delayed, the Wastelander stuff to get delayed, 100% understand. It's just open world games are just big, and you put the multiplayer stuff on top of it. But the private servers coming out for a fee, and
yeah.
Honestly,
I'm
if you
100% out.
Even want to charge like $1 a month, I can't get behind it. It's just the principle of it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's so frustrating. Fallout 76. Last news story we have here: the Internet Archive has added 2,500 additional classic MS-DOS games to the service. This brings them up to like 6,980 games, classic MS-DOS games that are on the service. And classic is a pretty broad term because if you loved it as a kid and no one remembers it, it's probably up there. So,
and it's also probably not a classic.
It is to you, but probably not to everyone else.
A personal classic.
It is classic. It is not a classic.
That's right. Thankfully, this time they do have a lot of genuine classic games on there that they've added, like Alone in the Dark, the PC port of Wipeout, which is a game I had completely forgotten about that came out on PC, Night Trap, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Loom, International Sensible Soccer, which is a game I've always heard I would really like a lot, Descent, first two Ultima Underworld games. Like, there's a lot of really great stuff out there, and if anyone hasn't given this a shot, go check it out on the Internet Archive. You can play all this stuff in your browser. It just pops up a DOSBox window in your browser, and then it just starts the game. So
cool.
And yes,
real simple.
The Oregon Trail is on there, so you can.
Oh, duh.
It is because I had my kids play it.
There you go. Yeah, suffer like the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to questions. First up is an email from Jimbo Jangles. Hey there, TVGP. Jimbo Jangles here. My question of the crew this week: what has been your favorite video game trailer this year? Mine has been the trailer for 1980X. Sold me instantly. What's been your favorite trailers this year? Any sell you on a day one purchase?
Favorite trailer.
Controls. There was a really great Control trailer. I'm trying to remember if it came out this year or if it came out E3 last year, where she's like in the oldest house and stuff is spinning around. I think that was the debut trailer last year, unfortunately.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
The Final Fantasy VII remake trailer at E3 where they showed Tifa.
That was pretty solid.
I was going to say that too, but I'm such an FF7 fanboy that...
Well, I think in context, especially because at the beginning of the conference, they were like, we're not talking about Tifa today. Like, we'll talk about her later. Don't worry about it. And the trailer drops her, and she looks dope. And I'm like, oh, great. Final Fantasy VII has me again.
That was a pretty solid one. I think the Microsoft stage one for the Outer Worlds was pretty solid.
The one that's coming out this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that one sold me on the game more than like the teaser packages that I've seen for it.
Yeah, that's true.
What about the Cyberpunk trailer from E3?
Yeah.
Yeah. My problem with Cyberpunk is I think CD Projekt Red is coming out with some really great trailers that I'm still genuinely worried are not representative of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as the game seems to continue to change in fundamental ways during development, which is going to happen. But
yeah,
it seems like they're pulling away from showing your character a lot in game as development goes on. So that's interesting. I'm trying to think especially of E3 because that's sort of our big.
It's the big trailer hit.
I will say, as someone who's not a Halo fan, that Halo trailer was pretty good.
Yeah, the Gears 5 trailer I thought was
Which one was that one?
I think it was the one they think they launched it like pre E3 before.
Is it the one where her heads are splitting?
I thought that one was pretty good.
Yeah. After I played the game, I appreciate that trailer a lot more.
Yeah, it's no Madwell. Don't get me wrong.
No, jeez. Gosh, what else?
I really like the trailer for The Last of Us Part 2. I really have no interest in playing The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, it makes for a good movie.
Yeah, and honestly, as batshit insane as he is, mark that time down there, please, 1:37:04.
Thank you.
All of Kojima's trailers for Death Stranding it doesn't get me hyped for the game.
No, it's the opposite of the MGS stuff.
Yeah, each time it leaves me confused.
Yeah, like confused in a new, infuriating way. Where it's like, you're still not showing me anything, and it comes out in a month. What are you doing?
I'm kind of fine with that, though.
Yeah, Kojima, so I'm expecting it at this point. I mean, Dai Darkman or whatever, it's like he's working with Nippon Ichi to come up with new names.
Hot Coldman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think somebody from Giant Bomb had said that this is either going to be the best game ever or it's going to be the worst game ever.
Yeah.
And there doesn't seem like there's going to be an in-between.
No, there's no middle ground.
No.
It comes out soon.
Yeah.
Yikes. I don't know, I feel like I feel like you can look at something like the gameplay that we saw for Watch Dogs Legion, and that looks pretty good, but the trailers for the game haven't looked that great. Because I think it's the attitude of Watch Dogs and DedSec is always really hard to capture.
Yeah.
And it's good in-game, but in a trailer it just looks like it's this cocky internet attitude-y thing where it's like, that's not the game though.
The samurai movie, PlayStation exclusive,
Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yes, that trailer looked solid.
Yeah, that's true.
Despite all of their determination to just sabotage their own E3s, like what that E3s? Thing looked great. Well, yeah.
I can't think of anything else super big at E3. I feel like we're probably missing something really big that we liked during the show.
The trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 looked kind of cool, but it didn't really...
Oh, that's the best teaser ever.
Yeah, it didn't really show anything, which I guess is fine.
It's more like, hey, we haven't forgotten.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this is a thing that's happening, which is fine.
We're not done with this link yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking about great Nintendo ones, and I like every Smash Brothers one that comes out just so I can watch the internet reaction videos of like 200 people watching it, and like Banjo-Kazooie comes out and the whole room erupts. Like, I like watching them.
Yes. The Luigi's Mansion 3 trailer was pretty solid too.
Yeah.
That got me really interested in Luigi's Mansion again, which I haven't been since Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, the trailer for crap, what is that game called? The one that came out on the Wii, big RPG.
Xenoblade Chronicles?
Yes, the remake for that.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was going to be a continuation of 2 that came out because it looked like they were using the same engine, and then they show Shulk and everybody else is like, "Oh, this is a remake of the first one." Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have time for these games because I don't think I've beaten a single one of those yet.
The first game is so long. God. All right, let's move on to T-Bomb Rock's questions in Discord. Capcom has stated that they want to bring back dead franchises. Which franchises would you want back? For me, it's Dino Crisis, Power Stone, Demon's Crest, and Dragon's Dogma.
Well, he's named my one from Capcom.
Power Stone?
Dino Crisis?
Go away with your Dreamcast fanboyism and your stupid Power Stone.
Power Stone
is garbage.
Power Stone, I think you could make into a really fun modern game. Power Stone was...
It's called Smash Brothers.
Yeah, no, Power Stone was different enough. Power Stone gets remembered much more fondly than its quality was. That was a fun multiplayer game. It was not the best multiplayer game on the face of the planet. People need to sit down on that one.
That gets remembered in the same way that Bill Gates' favorite game on the Xbox gets remembered, which is, I can't even remember
Fusion
the
Frenzy.
name of it. Thank you. It gets remembered in that sense, like,
yeah,
it's that level of game with the fanboyism of Shenmue behind it, and it's just, I hate Power Stone with a passion.
I think Power Stone is a playable game, unlike Fusion Frenzy, but I get your point. So what's your
Dino Crisis?
Yeah,
they went to space with the dinosaurs in Dino Crisis 3,
which nobody played because that was a bad game.
Yes, Dino Crisis 3 was a bad game. Dino Crisis 2 was an okay game, and Dino Crisis 2 was incredible. Dino Crisis 1 was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like,
Dino Crisis 2, they started going into this weird arcadey
and it was so much better for it. It was so much better for it.
I feel like you could make a really cool dinosaur horror game, and I cannot believe I just said that, but like, you could make something really neat.
But yeah, they just need a Jurassic World license to go with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, my top 2 always, it comes to anytime this kind of question comes up, it's always the same 2 games. It's give me Dino Crisis. It was give me Monster Hunter, but my dreams have been fulfilled.
And then some.
And then some. And it's give me Parasite Eve. Remake Parasite Eve, you cowards.
Yep, 1 and 2. And that's it.
And then remake 3, but make it better.
Yeah. My answer will...
make a better 4th game, one or the other.
Yeah. My answer will always be Dragon's Dogma, and I feel like Capcom needs to do something with Dragon's Dogma and appropriately market it this time, because I think people that like stuff in the Soulsborne subgenre, I think would really like something like Dragon's Dogma, because it takes some of that DNA, but it puts it in this giant open world JRPG.
And it throws in a bit of Monster Hunter in there too.
Yeah, and throws in a little bit of Monster Hunter. Like, it pulls in all this really cool stuff, and it all works really well, but I just don't think they know how to get it marketed in the US to get people in the door. Because whenever people play it, they love it. It's just trying to explain it to them to get people to try it.
I was that guy who's tried it 2 or 3 times now, and it's like I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is, because it has everything in it that I should like and that I do like, but for some reason it's just never grabbed me.
And one of the elements in there is it is pretty janky, so that's probably what you're bouncing off of.
Maybe.
Is the game being kind of a little broken.
Yeah, maybe once I get done with Bloodborne, I'll jump into it and be like, "Oh no, it's clicking now."
Yeah, the remaster they did is really good.
Jump Ultimate Stars. thank you very much. There's a remake I want. Which I always mention this game and I can never remember the name of it. That's the DS Smash Brothers Jump Force game.
Yeah, the one with all the characters on the cover. There's like little slivers of 400 characters.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of the most insane games I've ever played, and also one of the best games I've ever played.
So T-Bomb asks a follow-up question here, because they mentioned remakes being a priority. What Capcom games would you want a remake of? He says Resident Evil 3 seems to be the next choice, and Dino Crisis has been mentioned before.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to see RE3 remade in the new RE2 engine, or the new RE engine as it's called.
I feel like that for them, that's probably the sensible next step, and then like once you hit RE3 and you remake that, you're probably done until they start remaking RE4 on the next gen hardware.
Because remember, everyone, Resident Evil 4 was the Skyrim before Skyrim.
That's right.
Yeah.
Comes out on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Capcom should just do what they've been doing. Give me a Resident Evil 8 and a Resident Evil 3 remake. You've got enough time since the original releases at this point in time, and the re-releases at this point in time. Thank you, GameCube Resident Evil 1, possibly the best remake ever.
Mm-hmm.
You got enough distance now from them that you can put out next year. You can put out Resident Evil 8, and then the year after that, you can put out Resident Evil 3, and then the year after that, put out Resident Evil 9.
That's right.
I just keep the cycle going. Give me the first-person, tightly compact horror games, and then give me the dumb action games that the Resident Evil games turned into.
Yeah, it's true. Annual releases turns out really well for every publisher.
Mm-hmm. If they've got two teams making two separate games,
that's right.
I'm fine with that.
Or a village, whatever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What would I want remakes of that Capcom? I feel like they have gone so far back in their backlog on the 360, like Bionic Commando Rearmed.
Mm-hmm.
Like they did a lot of versions of that stuff already that I don't think. What other big franchise?
Forbidden Planet?
Lost Planet?
Yes, that's the one.
That was Capcom. Yeah, they put out 3 of those on the 360.
Yep, and the first 2 were really, really good.
I heard the third one was actually pretty good too. People seem to love that one, but I never really checked any of them out. I'm trying to think of what. Oh, how could I forget? They need to put out Breath of Fire 7. The roguelike.
That was Capcom, yeah.
Yeah, the roguelike Breath of Fire that happened 15 years too early was really good. If you know what roguelikes are. And ever since then, they haven't put out anything.
Give me the Lynx games. Zelda's making a comeback on the Switch in a hardcore way. Give me remakes of Minish Cap. Give me a remake of the 2 Oracle games. In fact, give me the 2 Oracle games and the original third planned Oracle game, which was supposed to be what was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Give us those 4 Zelda games over the next 10 years of the Switch.
Just use that same engine. That engine's incredible. I mean, fix the frame rate, but... I feel like looking at their other franchises, like Devil May Cry is doing fine. Dead Rising, we're probably due for another title at next gen. Street Fighter's fine. Monster Hunter is more than fine.
Yes.
Ace Attorney needs another game.
What about Dead Rising? Was that...
Yeah, I feel like Dead Rising's been doing fine. We got Dead Rising 4 was the Xbox One recent one.
3 was the original Xbox One launch game, I think.
Yeah, and 4 came out.
Yeah, I think 4 is the most recent one, yes.
Yeah. 4 did pretty well. I feel like that's a franchise that they'll probably stick with.
I'm realizing that the only games that I played from Capcom were Resident Evil and Breath of Fire.
Yeah. I mean, Street Fighter still seems to be doing pretty well for them. They've got Street Fighter 5 as a service at this point, basically. I can't think of anything else, really. But they probably have about 400 other franchises that I love that I'm probably forgetting about.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, that's our episode for this week. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us on the right-hand side of the page, including the merchandise store link. Go get some high-quality / really dumb stuff. Moonpier is wearing one of our brand new TVGP logo t-shirts right now that you can see in the live stream of the video. Very high-quality stuff, very reasonable prices. Go check out the merchandise store. And you can get stickers, too. I've always wanted stickers for the show, and I don't know why I didn't do them earlier.
Because you're a giant nerd.
That is true, yes.
Are these car decal stickers?
I don't know. I don't remember. They're high-quality stickers.
Now that I put you on the spot, yeah.
I wanted to make a mug, but, like, the mugs just didn't look... I can't do, like, a wraparound logo, and it just looked really weird. So, I don't know, maybe someday. Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. As we talked about, we had a really dumb and really great Outcast this week. You can get all the early access and behind-the-scenes stuff for only $5 a month. We got a new episode of Old Ugly Flicks we talked about on the public and the Patreon feed, like we talked about earlier. We got a new Game Club game. We wrapped up our coverage of Grow Home, so we're going to be talking about Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator, as our brand new one. Hear about our selection process on that one, because we did things a little bit differently this time. We're starting a brand new game next week on We Rogue Like It. Go check that out for more details. We just have so many shows at this point. You gotta listen to them all. They're all really great. And I think that's it. So we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's do titles. I'm going to change it up. Moonpier.
Okay. Sorry, I'm reading about Jump Ultimate Stars right now.
Okay.
That game has so many people in it.
Yeah.
Like, there's an anime called The Prince of Tennis, or a manga.
There is. That's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, he's in Jump Ultimate Stars. They need to remake that game. I don't care what.
Doraemon is in there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Change it up. The Right Kind of Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
One Bad Click Away. Panic Firing at its Finest. Quip Wheel.
Mm-hmm.
This Ain't Your Daddy's BioWare. It's All Tolkien. The Old Random. Dutch Colonial, or Dutch Colonial 3,000 Miles in the Sky. Probably a bit too long on the second one.
Yeah.
The Month is Cool, and Kicking the Giblets.
Dutch Colonial and a kick in the giblets. Alright, Nimp, how about you?
I have Moonpier's Apology Corner. DTDBDL, which is Down to Dead by Daylight. I think we figured it out finally.
Yeah.
Spring Just Happened. The Quip Wheel. This Ain't Your Daddy's BioWare. And John Wick on Mary Poppins' Umbrella.
This Ain't Your Daddy's BioWare. Cannot spell BioWare. I have You'll Escape, Will Die. You Are Now a Zombie. Loot Spiders. The Quip Wheel. One I really like, Fan Dogs of War.
Oh, jeez. I forgot about that one.
That one's really good. Panic Firing at its Finest. The Old Random. Dutch Colonial, A Kick in the Giblets, Moonpier's Apology Corner, and This Ain't Your Daddy's BioWare. The Quip Wheel is obviously a front runner because all three of us have it.
Yeah. Yes.
I like Loot Spiders and Fan Dogs of War. I think Loot Spiders probably doesn't make it based on some of the other ones. This Ain't Your Daddy's BioWare I think is good, but it's probably a little long.
Yeah, I kind of really like It's All Tolkien.
That's true too.
Because literally in the middle of a conversation, you just dead drop that thing, and it's just like, you know what? He makes a good point. Because pretty much...
You got any issues with fantasy? It's all Tolkien.
It's all Tolkien.
Yep.
High fantasy, 100%. Specifically.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. Anything else that you guys really like?
For me, it's Quip Wheel, Tolkien, or Dutch Colonial. Just Dutch Colonial, because that is the ultimate non sequitur that I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm good with Quip Wheel or Tolkien.
I think it sounds like it's Quip Wheel then. I want to give another special shout out to Fan Dogs of War, because I think that's just a really... I think that is a really great title. Alright, Quip Wheel it is. Let me know when you guys are ready to start.
God, I got nothing. Also, quick point here. The last 2 times I've sworn on the show, it's been Kojima's fault. I've been calling him the same thing, and that's the right. Last 2 times I've sworn on this show.
You're not wrong.
I'm blaming Kojima.
What's the character's name in Apex, the cowboy?
Mirage.
Mirage, cowboy, Quip.
It's a knock-knock joke that ends up being a boo.
Of course it is.
I will say that the last 2 times that you've sworn, I've looked at the clock and made a note of it.
Yep.
But then didn't realize that that's what I was really doing.
Yep. I've done that before as well, like swore, made a note of the actual time, and then completely forgot about it until 2 days after he's done editing, and he's already caught it and fixed it by that point. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, because when you called out the time, that was when my brain was starting to catch that. Oh, he actually just swore.
Like we talked about in our pre-show. That was a swear.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 626 for October 21st, 2019. The Quip Wheel.
I have lots of choices, friends.
And for $1.99, you can spin it again.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening. We appreciate all of you. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
This is Admiral Jawbone signing off.
Cool teaser.